Any minute now. Any minute. Ah, there we go. Okay. 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 Take the keyboard off. Take it off. Woo. Okay, let me put my headphones on. Something to listen to. We're gonna do us a typing stream at some point. For sure. For sure. Alright, let me put some music or something on to listen to. So that I'm not in silence. The sound of silence. Hmm. Okay, there we go. Sound like it's coming on my phone for a second. All right, gotta get back in that comfy position. All right, so pause the stream because I don't need to be watching this stream. There we go. Okay, so where we left off previously. Oh, yeah, right. I purposely didn't glue that on that. Yeah, that's right. Where we left off previously, we have our dread dot. So here's kind of the pose I'm thinking for him. Something like this, where it looks like he's lurching around. I guess I could do. Oh, but if he's lurching like this, put on Hassan. Hmm. Um, if he's lurching like this, then his melee weapon should probably be right here if he's swinging it, unless he's bringing the ranged weapon around. Yeah, he'll probably be bringing the ranged weapon around. Okay, that's what we'll do. Legs are on. Everything seems fine. And then we'll need this for later. Put them there. So the big goal for the day is where did I put it? Okay, so here we go. Out the way, out the way, out the way. Oh boy. All right, the big goal today. We're gonna try and turn this, I think, into a hand. I mean, it's sort of a hand. It's supposed to be more like a animal claw, I think. But we're gonna try and turn this into a hand. Rip stream. Did the stream die? It says it's working on my end. Did it die? Did it die? What? I can't. I can't type because I don't have my keyboard. Okay, maybe it's Jake then. Okay, so we need to turn this into a hand, and it's halfway there, so it shouldn't be too hard. And we need to turn this into something else. So that's kind of where we're at. So we're gonna start here, so I can start thinking about that because I had an idea for this thing on the ride today, the ride. It's working for everyone else though. I take it mostly, maybe, probably, because it said everything on my end says great. I'm all green, so I assume it's not on my end, but it could be. Okay, get you down. I do like that little claw there. But I'm probably gonna have to remove it, unfortunately. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have to remove, actually. Okay, good. I have to text Jake and tell him it's on his end. That could be. All right, where did I miss it? Oh, that right there. So, oh, yeah, of course. So, this puppy ideally looks like this. So this is what this looks like normally. So I don't want it to just be this claw because it's kind of boring. I mean, it's really cool. It's a giant chainsaw. Let me move this lamp a little to where it's in a better position. Something like that, maybe. But I want it to be a little cooler than that. And so what I was thinking was, that skull is going to be a problem. I might have to remove the skull. So what I'm thinking right now, let me go ahead and glue this well, I don't want to glue it together yet, actually. I might want to rip it apart. So what I was thinking is, let me get something for demonstration purposes. I'm glad that the GW stuff being so soft is really nice. The plastic being really soft. What I'm thinking is this right here. This is like a really crappy mock-up. Turning it into a chainsaw hammer, essentially. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now. Turning into, because the helbrute would actually have a hammer. So what I'm wanting to do is turn this into a chainsaw hammer. That'll look not at all like this, but sort of like this. And so what I could do, and this idea just occurred to me, is I bet these puppies, I bet I can use them. So let's start with that today. Ooh, I have a third one of these, actually. Do I have a fourth? Is there a fourth, maybe? No, I don't think there's a fourth. I think I only have 3. Okay, well, that's interesting. That's really interesting. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's the issue, is it's really thin. So if we could find a way... Because originally I was going to have these go over the... gun if I could, but that's kind of boring. No, I have... so this is from the box build. This is a from the box build. This was a from the box build at one point. It's broken now, unfortunately. But this is what it looks like from the box. The only thing, I didn't put the head on it, and I didn't buy the arms for it. But I have just a gosh darn lot of sprues. I have so many of them from old kits. Most of these are actually Jake's old ones, because Jake doesn't kit bash like I do. He doesn't normally do this kind of stuff very much. So when he's done with them, he just sends them to me, and then later on he requests I make something with them. So this is like, I don't know, at this point it's 2024. There's like 6 years worth of just extra bits that didn't get used in kits we made. And so I like kit bashing, where I just collect all of these extra bits. Sometimes I'll pay like $10 to buy a sprue on eBay of unused parts. Yeah, they come with extra parts. Yeah. So this is like stuff that didn't get used. So this thing right here builds 2 different creatures, or 2 different things. One of them uses melee weapons and one uses range weapons. And so these are some leftover range weapons. He used the melee variant. And so there's leftover range weapons on the sprue. Yeah. Yeah, Jake just sends them to me, and then at some point I turn them into something cool. That's usually how it goes. Which one is this? I assume this goes with here. So we're going to see if we can use these and make a really interesting hammer. I can see some issues already. Just eyeballing it, I can see some problems that will probably arise. But it might work. Okay, so that's what this looks like normally. And so, what we need, what I'm thinking, is something kind of like this. And so it has like this, I'm trying to hold it where it'll sit properly. So kind of like that. So I'm thinking of something sort of like this. Yeah. So normally, so like, where's one of mine, for example? So this right here is the sprue for a kit. I built the entire kit. I equipped it with everything it could get. This is just the stuff. It builds 2 different airplanes, and this is just for the airplane I didn't build. You can build one of the 2 out of it. And so this is just a bunch of leftover bits from the other airplane I didn't build. Anyway, so my first thought is this. If it sits kind of like this right here, come on, go sit right there. So if it sits kind of like this, where it is like a hammer with a chainsaw head on the end of the hammer, and like it hits, and then that bites in, and then the hammer head itself with the claw. So that's kind of my first thought. That's what I'm thinking right now. Just looking at what I have available. And then I could do some cool stuff, depending on how big it is. I have these leftover thrusters from the airplane, from the Thunderhawk. Maybe could put like a thruster on the back of it, so it has like a jet powered propulsion. So let's go ahead and glue this together because we're actually gonna use this as it is now that I had this idea. So what I originally was thinking was clipping. This is what I was thinking on my drive. I was gonna clip all this off right here. In either with green stuff or other parts, I was going to bulk this, and then I was going to have a gnarly looking handle come up here. But we're going to be a little more creative than that. Reinhardt! Oh, hey! Get to the payload! I don't remember what Reinhardt sounds like. I just know it's vaguely German. Alright, pop a little glue in the seams here. This I got from, I bought a sprue on eBay with a bunch of spare parts. So this was part of like I think it was like 15 bucks I paid for a bunch of leftover bits from someone else's kit. I believe that's how much it was, which was admittedly a lot of money for the plastic. But sometimes you're paying for the fun of it. I'm paying for the experience, I guess. All right, just get a little more into here. I want this thing held together. Oh yeah, it smells even better. All right, so the question is going to be, where exactly do I put this on here? It's actually pretty wide. I won't have to widen it too much. Looking at this. Yeah, I don't even know if I'll have to widen it that much. So some green stuff, this will work pretty well. The hard part's going to be hiding. So if you know anything about Warhammer, just this right here at a glance, you know that this is a plasma weapon of some sort, just because of the heatsink right here, the radiator heatsink. So as a Warhammer fan, I look at this and instantly I see plasma gun. So we want to get rid of that. We want to hide that because we don't want someone to see this and realize it's a plasma gun. Because to me, that ruins the immersion. I don't like that very much. All right. So I only have one of these. I don't have a backup. So if this doesn't work, I'm in trouble and I have to come up with another plan. So this is the fun part. And by the fun part, this is the scary part. So let's pop you back apart and let's take a look one more time. So I'm thinking something about right here is what we're going to want. So I got to get these hoses and things off. Okay. So we'll pop these hoses. This claw might actually be able to use as well. So we'll see if we can make use of it. Put your finger on it to hold it, set it to the side. The hoses, I don't care about the hoses. We're just going to get rid of them. I can probably find other hoses on the sprue. I'm not too concerned about saving these. Okay. I gotta find my pin vise. Cause I do, there's some drilling I'm going to need to do later. All right. So I got my little hoses and I have the claw. I might be able to do something with those later. I'll hold on to them to be safe. I'm probably going to need to remove this. Okay, so let's see how well does this fit as it stands. So I definitely need to get rid of that. Honestly, the fit's not bad. Like this actually fits pretty well. I want this to be a little further out though. So about right there. This looks really good, I think. So let's see if we can get focus on it. Come on. There we go. Okay, that I think looks really cool. Where it's like opening its mouth and spewing out the chainsaw. Okay, that's really cool. All right. Let's clip some. I wonder, do I have my... Is it at the desk with me? I've had this Leatherman wave for, Lord, 9 years maybe. And I have done so much work with it, and it has been rock solid. If you ever want a multi-tool and you don't mind spending a little extra, absolutely worth it. All right, I don't know if this is going to be faster than cutting it, but we're going to try and find out. It'll be cleaner. I might need to cut it first. Yeah, we'll cut it first, and then we'll clean it up with that. My poor, I need to get a new pair of nippers. These things are I've had them for a very long time, for several years, and I have put them through some serious abuse. They are not made to the same strength as my Leathermen, but also they're not made to do the kind of work I do with them. I'm pretty mean to them a lot of the time. There we go. That was a good one. Oh, that went right through. Okay. If I if I didn't have a lot of things I needed to make work for this, I would actually consider. I think I could make. I think I could make a mechanism to where this could slide in and out, but that would be a little more work than I think that I have time for with all the other stuff I have to do. All right, so let's see. So actually, I'm thinking about this wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't risk them on that. I do want to get the God Hand though, and then I can have my beater ones and then the nice one. Do I maybe just remove the back end of this thing? Ooh, that's really risky. That's really risky. I could cut it off about right here. I'd make this a lot easier. But if it doesn't work, then I'd be in trouble. Kind of. Because that fits really well. I think I have to do that. Yeah. I try and do as little irreversible stuff as I can. Like I could still use this as it is. Even though I cut all this stuff, it's pretty trivial to fix. But once I cut this off, that is sort of a point of no return. I find it never looks quite the same. Where do I want to cut it at though? So we do about right there. Where do I want to cut it? I could cut it as far back. I could probably make it work cutting it back here, but we're gonna just make it easier, and we're gonna go right in the center, so I have a little wiggle room. Oh boy, these poor cutters. Come on, we'll do it easy. I don't want to just mash down on them, otherwise they're gonna just break midstream. There we go. This might be an arm later. I might turn this into an arm later. Okay. Okay, so where's going to be the next problem child here? So, okay, well, yeah, I think I've got to. Yeah, I think I've got to. This is stressful because I paid like 15 to 20 bucks for a sprue specifically to get this. And if it doesn't work out, that will have been money down the drain, and that will be really sad. I mean, I got more than just this for it. I didn't just buy this, but this was the main attraction. Okay, this is going to work. We're going to need to make a little alterations, but it will work for sure. I don't think we want it that long. I think it looks a little off. I think it needs to be shorter. So I'm going to try and cut off some of these teeth first. I'm going to cut some of the teeth off first. Okay. Like I said, point of no return on this thing. But kind of the fun of it is also like that there's not really any safety. Like at a certain point, you just gotta trust that you can make it work. Okay. Okay, well, we're getting there now. We want it to look a little more seamless though. So right there. So how do I want to handle that then? I could just put green stuff in there, but it'll look bad. So okay. All right. We want to get this bottom here, this section right here. We want to clean some of that out. Where is my smaller knife? I don't want to use the big one. Okay. Yeah, but it's going to be easier to get this right here. I can widen the opening, but I'm pretty sure this will be easier and less prone to mistake. I hope. My backup strat is to use use those thrusters as a hammer. I'll be really sad if I can't incorporate the chainsword though. That make me very sad if that doesn't work out. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, we're getting there. I gotta get a lot more off though. I'm actually starting to run low on this blade. I'm gonna have to buy a new one of these before too long. I have two of them, but the other one's way too big for this. It's like the knife is a little too big for this kind of work, unfortunately. Come on. Come on. Alright, how's that looking? There we go, okay. Okay. Honestly, a lot of times the hardest part of the knife is finding a safe angle to cut with. Because knife control is really just a matter of holding the knife in a way where if it slips, it hits something other than your hand. Which I think a lot of people don't understand. I have very, very rarely cut myself, and I've done a lot of like hard work with knives before, like landscaping. I do a lot of model kits like this, electrical work. And the key to not getting cut is whichever way the blade's going, it's just never in the way. So like this right here, like if I was holding it like this, nah. You just always want the blade to go away from you. You can do like this move right here. Like you can do that, but you control it with your whole hand instead of just like what you do is you use your fingers to pull it down, and that way it can only move so far. I feel like for a lot of people that's pretty intuitive though. That part at least. I don't think the part that's not as intuitive is, and I see people do this all the time, is they'll be like doing like this, that kind of thing. Don't ever do that. Which really, when you're using a really sharp knife, honestly, I generally just use my fingers and my thumb. So my fingers hold pressure downward, and my thumb has pressure pushing upward, and so that's how you control it. You just gives you a little more control. Yeah, you can do things like this, because if you're doing it right, you're never actually going to push hard into your finger because you're like I'd have to go really hard to do it just because of that. Yeah, like I said, I think for most people it's pretty intuitive. Um, oh, I see what you're saying. You can get away with it if you're being very cognizant, but generally you don't want to do it just because it's a bad habit. But like I'll do it sometimes because I'm pretty respectful of the knife. I respect the blade. Okay, so where are we? Where are we being held up at now? Still at the bottom. Yeah, we gotta go a little more. The problem is this right here is in the way. It's kind of hard to get a. You know what? Can we get this in here? Makes a bigger mess when you do this, and can get you into trouble. But you can do that sort of angle with it like that, and you can get in places the knife can't. Come on. Okay. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Come on, get in there. Okay, there we go. There we go. It slots in now. All right, so the question is now, does this look good as it is? Uh, does this look good as it is, or does this need to go further back? I kind of think this might need to go further back. I kind of feel like maybe it should be like like this. I kind of feel like this is probably where it needs to be. Yeah, it's way softer, but I kind of feel like this is the ideal length. In which case, I gotta cut even more off of it. We'll see if Jake's still in the chat. We'll see his opinion since this is for him anyway. I mean, it looks cool, but it looks a little silly. I love the effect though of the monster spewing out the blade. That's really cool, I think. So I'll give Jake a minute to say anything, and if he gives me a direction, I'll follow it. If not, I'm just gonna do whatever I think looks cooler. I still gotta think about how I'm gonna cover this up. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. All right, Jake, you got about 2 minutes left. I'm gonna set this here because the next thing I gotta think about is this right here. I've got to make some arms. And this actually might be the basis of an arm. Like I might be able to turn this into an arm. Something kind of like this. Or like this. We want it to be in motion though, so I think I'd want it to be sort of at an angle like this. And with holding this where it's coming around like this. Like it's just swung. Ah, yes, attached to him. That's smart. That's smart. It's a little hinge. It's a little teeny tiny hinge. That would be unhinged. All right, we're going to do it. Where do I want to cut it at? So how far does this go into there? So when I slide it in, without much trouble, this is about the ending point, a little past that. So it takes about, how much is that? A little bit less than that. So if I want this much to be exposed, I probably want to cut somewhere right before this line. Actually, would probably be ideal. We're going to cut on that line though, to make sure that we have a little extra to be safe. This is why it would probably been better to work on this before gluing this together. But I couldn't have gotten the good visuals if I would have done that. Come on, there we go. There we go. That's it right there, I think. That's it right there. That's exactly the effect we're wanting. That's perfect. Okay. That is perfect. So I want a little green stuff in there to, I think, to hide. Because if you look really closely, get the lamp. If you look really closely, you can sort of see the holes there. And it's not a big deal. I could leave it like that. But I will, I'll put a little green stuff in there. All right. So let's go ahead and glue this together. I say glue, the Tamiya thin just melts it together, which is way cooler. The hand cam is it's a very new experience. I might do at some point. I don't know if it would be entertaining for anyone, but it would entertain me. I might do a typing stream where I play Type Racer or something. Because Type Racer is not very entertaining to watch normally, but if you can actually see my fingers moving, it probably would be a little cooler that way. I feel like that would add to the cool factor. It's all adhesion, yeah. All right. This stuff right here, green stuff, is your best friend. Oh Lord, I got all these little bits on here. I don't have the garbage can here either. Trash bag. Here we go. I do have some super glue in case I work with some magnets. I gotta find my pin vise if I do the magnets. Pin vise makes that a lot easier. Otherwise, you gotta dig around, and that's kind of a pain. All right, so we don't want much of this because I'm kind of short on green stuff. I don't want to waste any of it, so we want to use just enough to get us by. It doesn't take very much. Well, it's a good question. But it's all about diplomacy, which is a lot easier in the less polarized world of magnets. That'll be fun. This ought to be enough. All right. The magnets just don't see things in black and white like I do, and like we do as humans. A lot more nuance over there. I don't know what you're talking about. This looks green to me. Looks green to me. I think that maybe this is one of those dress situations. Isn't that what they call it, a dress situation? I think that's the proper term. Where is my tweezers? I have two pairs of tweezers. I don't see either one of them right now. Oh, no, they're there. They both are. I want to use the pair I don't like as much. Nothing wrong with these. I just don't like them as much. Okay. Nothing yet, but we might magnetize in the future. Okay. Yeah, Michael he did just find out he's colorblind. I hate that for him. All right, we're just gonna dunk this whole thing. It'll probably be fine. Here's what you missed, Jake. Get in there. Come on, get in there. Oh, I should have put it in there before I glued this because now it's not going to fit because it doesn't want to come apart. No, I didn't think about that. No. Come on, get in there. Come on. Ah, okay. Look at this. Look at that. There we go. How cool is that? We gotta get rid of this though. I don't like that. How are we going to get rid of it though? Well, before we get rid of it though, let's bring out a friend. I am so I'm an okay painter. Like I do fine. Like I'm like a perfectly average painter. Uh but kit bashing, I'm really good at kit bashing. Inexplicably. Inexplicably so, I'm very good at kit bashing. So we're gonna put this thruster on the back of it. But I think the thruster should go like right here. I think it looks better on this part. I don't think that it should go on the end of this. I want to shorten it because the hammer's a little too long. Oh Lord. Cutting this thing off is going to not be very pleasant. Oh. Okay, here's an idea. This is a terrible idea and it's not going to work, but we're going to try it. This is a little aggressive for the job at hand. It's probably too aggressive to actually work, but it might. And if I can at least get it started, that's all I really need. Ooh, I feel the horn. Okay, there we go. That's good. That's good. I felt this catching on my skin, and I almost just ripped it. I like almost just ripped it straight. Oh no, the green stuff's not where it needs to be. Oh no. That's a good thing I noticed that. Might need more green stuff. Come on, get back in there. Get back in there. Okay, we might have to address this, how it's held in there later. Yeah, we're gonna have to sit with this for a second. I shouldn't have glued it together yet. That was silly of me. I don't know why I didn't see that coming. Come on. I need more green stuff is the answer. That's always the answer. Every hobby problem you have, the answer is almost invariably I need more green stuff. I haven't actually. Well, not in a long time. I've done it before, but it's been a little while. All right, we're about to use a ton of this. I'm gonna get more than we need because I don't want to get too little again. Yeah, you can. I've seen videos, and I don't know if I found this myself or if you linked it to me, Jake, or maybe both of those things happened. But green stuff has like you can. They have dedicated molds, so you can get green stuff that's designed to turn into a mold for a part, and you knead it. You shove the part into it. You let it harden, and then you take your other green stuff and you put it in there, and you can mold out pieces. It's not. It's not like one-to-one quality with what you're copying, but it's like 70% close. And it's really cool for stuff like that, like big parts like this with big detail works really well for those. Blue stuff, yeah, it's really cool. Oh, my fingers are getting tired. This stuff's actually it is involved. It's a little more involved than it probably looks like. Like you gotta actually, you gotta shove it. My hands are wanting to cramp up on me. Oh yeah, I think you told me about that. You see the desk shaking because I'm having to put that much force on it that my arm, when my that's resting on the desk, is shaking the entire desk. Okay, so I'm gonna take a small risk here. I'm gonna chip away at this to give me a little more room to work with to get the piece in. Okay, so we're just gonna overload this bad boy with green stuff because I'd rather have too much on it than too little in this instance. I never got to have one of those. Okay, we do want to be careful. We don't want to get this all over the teeth in there because then it's going to be a pain. So let's take a little of it off. All right. Are you hungry? Are you hungry, plasma cannon? What is that? What is this thing called, Jake? Is it the ectoplasmic ectoplasmic something or another? What the, why is my niece outside? Hold on. Oh, I'm back. She helped my mom walk the dog, and I didn't know it. And so suddenly my niece, I didn't see anyone out there with her, just beating on my window. I was like, oh crap, what happened? But no, all is fine. I'm eating a brownie. I do gotta smooth this out a little bit. That's the only annoying part about the green stuff. I need some, um, I need like some sculpting tools. Probably the only thing I don't have that I could really use. It's also why I don't use my favorite tweezers with the green stuff because it makes a mess. I need something a little flatter. No, don't want to leave all those indentions. Probably just have to make it look relatively good and just trust that the paint job will resolve any lingering issues. And sometimes that's all you really can do with the green stuff. Just make it just look like it was intentional. Unless you're pro as heck carver. There we go. That looks good. That looks really good. Awesome. Headphones back on. No, I'm not. Because I already ate it. And even if I didn't already eat it, I would have already eaten it regardless. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. Back to the matter at hand. When it dries, I might be able to, but until it dries, it just makes a bigger mess the more you mess with it. It's usually what happens. Jake may or may not confirm on that. I don't know how much green stuff he's played with like that. It's like, in this instance right here, the reason I can do this is because my knife stops whenever this part of my hand hits the top of my thumb. So I can't actually get to my finger unless something goes terribly, terribly, terribly wrong. I'm not putting enough force for something to go terribly, terribly wrong. It's my favorite spider. Okay. A little more off. I told some of you already. I don't know who else is still in the thing, but Milliput. Yeah. Green stuff is great, but it does have its drawbacks, I think. But I'm probably going to get a promotion pretty soon. I was offered a position that I'm pretty sure pays more than my current position and is nicer, and I don't have to move. And I'll be doing more or less the same stuff I am now, only for an office that, as far as I can tell, has a lot less internal drama. Of course, there's only like 4 people in it, so it's kind of hard for there to be a lot of internal drama when there's only 4 people. They said, we have a position and we would like for you to fill the position. Are you interested? And I said, yes, please send me the details. After I made sure I didn't have to move. I said, do I have to move? They said, no. I said, then yes, please send me the details. So if I want it, it should just be mine. There shouldn't be any issues there. Oh, now here's an idea. How does this look? It's a little big. Oh, and that certain someone is gone now. I think technically I can't talk about it, but who knows who I'm talking about. Yeah, the call was literally, hey, we have a spot we would like for you to fill. Oh, this would look so good, but I don't see any way. I don't see any way that I can make this work without a ridiculous amount of effort. More than it would probably be worth. Let me cut it off here and we'll take a look. We'll take a closer look. Let me pull him and put him far away before I knock him over. Okay. Oh, it does it? I need to get back on that horse. You know why I like horses, of course. Of courses. All right, so this right here is unbelievably cool. But this it's also way too big. But I bet I could do something. I could do something with this. Yeah, I could absolutely do something with this. Yeah. Here we go. That's something that might be in the future. So we'll hold on to this. You go right there. So we're gonna stick with this one. I need something to bridge this, and I need it also, as you can see, there's an angle here. I need it to not be in an angle, so I need this to sit on here straight. Kind of like this. I do need to cover the plasma coil. Uh, it's but it's this part right here, and I wanna need something else to cover that up with in a little while. So we'll figure that out later. We'll figure it out later. Okay, I need a bridge piece. So when I say a bridge piece, I mean I need a piece to connect these two pieces, so that it looks a little. Because if I just stick it on the back here, I think it'll look like what it is. Like I just threw it together. Especially since I have to sand it. I need to sand this down first though. Into the gun maybe. Take a look. When you say use the panels, connect the vent to the gun. The vent to the gun. These panels. Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, yeah. Well, the issue is just that the issue with using this one here is just that it's so big. I don't have a reasonable way of doing it without masking, because I think that this is a good hammer shape. I think this is a good shape for a hammer right here. So I don't wanna go too far away from this shape, which that would require me to go really far away from the shape. Yeah. And I think that anything that I do to do that will probably have like a net negative overall. Yeah. I could make it happen, but I think that it just wouldn't look as cool once I have to do that. What's the angle on this? So I need to go. There we go. That's a lot better. That's not perfect, but I don't think anyone's going to pull a protractor out. Yeah, I'm using my Leatherman file. It's a wood file. It's not really meant for this, but I don't do construction anymore. I think it's fine if I I use it out of spec at this point. I'm browsing the some of the runners right now. I have so much going on. I don't want to throw them all on there until I find something worth putting. That's interesting. That's still too big though. What about this? What does this look like if I do this? No. Oh, but that could work. That's an idea. Let's find a back first. Wait, does this go on here? Oh, this goes on here originally, and then this goes on here. I could make that work maybe. What else we got? What else do we got? Some interesting ideas there. Hmm. Might be. I have a little bit of extra green stuff. Let's try that. Don't fall away. Um. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So this actually goes to. So this actually goes like this. This is how that's supposed to go in the first place. I think. Or maybe it goes like this. I think this actually goes. Oh yeah, this actually goes like this, which is problematic. But so I'm actually using this backwards. I think this is actually the way this is supposed to go. I think this is the back of it, in retrospect. And then maybe. How's that look? We need something to bridge this still. But this is interesting. I think it makes it too big. I think it's too big at this point. Yeah, it's too big at that point. I don't want to make it that big. Um. Man, I really want to use that turbine. Man, I really want to use that turbine. But the turbine will be better served elsewhere, I think. It's like all these chords. Something like that. Maybe like that. No, I don't like that very much either. Let's see. I need to separate these based off their intended purpose. That way they're not as mixed up as badly. There's some cool stuff I can do with these and these. I'll put them. If I find something, I'll put it on the camera. But I'm kind of. Ooh, actually. Oh, that might be perfect. It's not as flashy, but it does the same thing. It has the same effect. Okay, here. This right here. This kind of looks like a vent, like a thrust vent, and it fits. It's just nice and cleanly on here. A little green stuff to hide the gaps, and that keeps a really nice profile, a nice size profile. Let's cut this one off. Take a look. Okay. Much as I want the thrust, this looks way more organic with what I've got going on. Like I'll have to make some modifications for it to fit on just right, but this just looks like it, like this will look like it was meant to be. I don't have to run these up bad. I'm gonna pee really bad. Sand this for a second first. Which it's just fair warning if you ever decide to do this yourself. I'm better at this than it probably looks like. If you haven't done it before, I'm actually quite good at this and pretty fast at it. So your mileage may vary in how long it takes you if you do this yourself, especially the first few times. I think that this looks really good. Once I put the green stuff on there, I think this will look really nice. Especially if I can. So here's an idea. I don't need much. I don't need much. I've got to pee really bad, but at the same time, I kind of want to roll. Got an idea. A second weapon's going to be a lot easier to do. This hammer is kind of like the main attraction right now. That's fair. Did that work? Oh, I need a little bit more. Just a little bit more. If I get a little bit more of this cut off, I can actually have this inset a little. And then I think it would look really good if I can get it set in just a hair. It'll look way more natural. So we're going to try. And worst case scenario, we just use some green stuff. Oh. There we go. That might be better. Yeah, it's going to be the main. Like, this is probably going to be the part with the most work put into it. The rest of it's mostly going to be detail work. This is like the big conversion. Like, this is the thing that clearly makes it what it is. Okay. I might not be able to make this the inset. If not, that's okay. But it does look better already, just for having the extra room. I do need to do this, though. Probably because the... Let me give it something to focus on, maybe? Okay, it seems a little better. That's kind of what I'm thinking. But, okay, I really gotta go pee. Give me a second. Let me go do that before I go crazy. Okay. All right. So honestly, it might look good enough as is. If I hit it with some glue, a big glob of green stuff, it'll probably sit just fine. If I want a little more sanded though. Come on. Is it still not focusing? Okay, no, it's fine. I need to get a better file. There's nothing wrong with this file. It's just, it wasn't meant to do this. This is not what it was built for. So it's got some inadequacies. Okay. I think we can go with this. So let's do this. Let's see how it looks if we put a little green stuff on it. Oh, I'm going to go through a lot of this green stuff. I probably have enough to finish this project, actually. Let's put some here. Let's put some right here. And then we'll just sort of fix what we need to after. Honestly, I think that looks pretty good. I think that looks pretty good. A belt sander, that would be perfect. Be perfect. And then I could just wear it all around all the time. So I could always have it when I needed it. That's what I really lack is a belt with utility. It's the only thing keeping me from being a vigilante. Okay. 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 All right. The only thing is going to be getting this thing to stay in place. So we really would prefer that it not go anywhere when we're done. Oh no, all the green stuff fell away. Well, if we can get it to stay, we can always just add green stuff later. That looks pretty good. Yeah, especially with... I take a lot of walks right by the beach. And it's a pretty regular problem to deal with. Okay, we're going to let this bad boy sit. That green stuff's going to stay wet for at least like 20 more minutes if I'm lucky. We're going to let this sit just like it is and dry. So we're not going to mess with it yet before we go on. So the big question is going to be the... big questions might have big answers. This right here this might work for a handle. Oh, no. This right here. Ooh, like an autocannon for a handle. It was made to be. It was simply made to be. No! 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 Oh, I touched the part that I wasn't supposed to touch. Oh no. Okay, let's get this bad boy fixed. Oh man. All right, here's how we do it. Okay, what? Here we go. Here's how we fix this. Don't be afraid to use old sprue. Sometimes old sprue is the solution. Drop that bad boy into this hole. And we'll green stuff the gaps later, once it's dry. Okay. Okay, let that sit. Don't let me touch it. Don't let me touch it for any reason. None whatsoever. But there's a delay on the stream of about like 15 seconds. So just make sure you let me know before I touch it. I need a wide berth on that. I need you to be really alert. Yeah, yeah. What's up? I should. No, no. I should not. Terrible of you. Wait. Oh, oh no. Where'd it go? Oh no. Oh no. It's still in this room. Okay, that was lucky. Get on there, puppy. Wait, no, no. Get on there. Haha. I mean, this literally like I don't hardly even gotta do no work. Like I literally can just stick it on there pretty much. I really do need my pin vise though. If I could drill a hole in the bottom of this, that would make it a lot better. It would help a lot. We'll deal with these gaps later. That'll be a problem for later. Oh no, it's kind of twisted. Oh no, it's kind of twisted. Okay, there we go. That's right. No, is it right? No. That's as good as it's gonna get. That's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, I'm touching it. Yeah, I know. I can't help it. Okay, so this should be the front. This should be the back. It should be like this. So if the hammer heads this way and the back's that way, it should sit like this. So the question's going to be getting this on there. I wonder, does this fit? Surely this fits. Come on, tell me this fits. Tell me this fits. I mean, it's like a little mall on its own, actually. That's cool. So I guess while we let that sit and do its thing, because we really don't want to touch it another time, that'd be bad. I guess what we need to do is work on the hand to hold this. The hand that will hold this. For the divot, this right here. Um, we'll just throw like a hose or something on there later. It'll be fine, probably. So now what we need to do, and this is the part that I'm probably most concerned about. This is probably going to be the most difficult part of the entire process, is making the hands and arms. No, on the gun? Big ball socket. Oh, on this. Um, we're gonna cross that bridge in a little while. I'm gonna find like some scrap armor or something to throw in there probably. This shouldn't be too hard. I hope. Okay, so the fit is there. The fit is there. The thing that we're missing is the bottom of the arm. The hammer. Yeah. Honestly though, like something like there's certainly options. What's up, buddy? What? I'm in the middle of something right now, buddy. I'm not playing. I'm streaming something. I'm making something for Jake for Christmas. What you need? Oh my goodness, he wants someone to walk him down there. I'll watch him though. Um, the arm's gonna be hard because I gotta figure out what can go at the bottom of here. Actually, I don't want to do this, but it might be the answer. Could the vent be the bottom of the arm, or is it too big? The vent. Oh, the vent. You mean this? Right here? Fingies is all you need. Yeah, that's true. Look how big this. Well, you can't see because it's not there. Let's see. I don't want to do this because I want to use these elsewhere. Oh, actually, is this the arms from the actual Forge Fiend? Because if so, we're going to mess with that and see how that works out. I remember to put it on the screen so you can see. I think that might be what this is. I want to use these whips for something. I don't want to use it too early, though. I want them to be decorative pieces. So, what is this? So that's a... So we could get away with this being the hand. We could get away with this. Some green stuff. It would look real funky. I'm not sure I dig it, but if all else fails, we could make this work. If all else fails, we could make this work. It would need a little work, but we can make that happen. So this is a fail-safe option right here. Let's see. Let's find something more interesting. I like more interesting. I still have to do the head for it as well. Lashing tendrils, excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. These are a little too big. Though I can use these for fingers. Here, let's get the fingies. The little fingies. We shall always look at these little fingies. These are actually toes. If I remember correctly. Pretty sure they're toes. Toes, toes. Pretty short one, but that's okay because it would make sense for a Chaos Boy to be missing a finger. It makes sense. Yeah, he do got them noodle arms, yeah. Yeah, we don't like that very much. We're gonna try and beef him up. We're gonna try and beef him up, but I don't know if that's gonna work. A lot of times, I just have one interesting ideas, and then I just go from there, and I just problem solve my way out of all the problems it causes. And so we're in the problem solving phase. We did the interesting idea that I had. And now we're trying to figure out how to get ourselves out of the mess that making that call gave us in the first place. Okay, so we got some fingers. Oh, chocolate spray. I can also proudly report my blood sugar was very good. I finally got my stuff that I can do readings at health fairs. And I've been checking my blood sugar as like practice. And yeah, I'm not pre-diabetic. So that's cool. I was a little, because I lost weight, and so I kept myself from turning diabetic once upon a time. But I was worried, I was worried that maybe because I quit losing weight, that I had reversed it. But yeah, my blood sugar this morning after eating my yogurt was 72, and then normally after lunch it's only like 100, even like 2 hours after lunch, like 2 hours after lunch. So not pre-diabetic at all, in fact. Which pre-diabetes, my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've read pre-diabetes is actually reversible. Or not pre-diabetes. Pre-diabetes is obviously reversible because you don't have diabetes yet. But that type 2, I read that type 2 diabetes is actually reversible. In a lot of cases, not in a lot of cases, but in cases. I have an idea. I don't know if it's going to work. I have an idea. But I don't know if it's going to work. Okay. Well, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. I'm not type 2 diabetic, and I don't have hypertension. I'm kind of surprised about the hypertension. My blood pressure is actually normally pretty good. I haven't checked it regularly in a couple months, but when I was checking it regularly, I was in like the 122 was usually the highest it would be. It was normally like the 118 range. Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's a beefy arm. It's a real beefy arm. We're going to see if it works. I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure if it works. Wait, no, 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 no. Oh no, there it is right there. Okay, good, good, good. If I turn this into an arm, I deserve an award. Look at that. Look at that. It's not perfect because I've got this hole right here and I've got this empty area. But I think we got something here. What time is it? 7:11. Okay, we're good. Yep. Yep, that's gonna work. Dude, and it fits. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at that, man. Holy. Stinking gorilla. Okay. I'd planned on making these. I'd planned on doing something kind of like this, like making these. Honestly, that looks good too. I planned on just using the pustule part and having it be like he had like these giant pustules coming off of him. But wow, that actually looks good on its own. Huh. True PPT robot. So I'm wondering though. I feel like it should be like this, and like have the hammer swinging around, where he's holding the hammer like this, like he's just swung with the hammer. Something like that. That's kind of what I'm thinking for the composition. So let's see how that works. Yeah. Yeah. It should be dry by now, probably. Okay, so let's let this dry. Um, a little bigger than it needs to be. So, so the hard part's actually going to be how do I make it hold the hammer? That's actually going to be incredibly challenging. And that's one thing I've been worried about. I want to put just a touch of green stuff on here. I mean, just a touch of this. I don't want to glue it permanently. I just want it to sit there. I just want enough for it to sit there without moving on me, if possible. No, I don't. Oh, that might not actually be an option. It might either be all in or not at all. Come, hold in place. Hold in place. No, that's not an option. We're just gonna have to wing it. So, whoo, crap. There it is. Look, that's a pretty big part. Let me get these socks off. Because they keep slipping and sliding right. There's the chair. One way or the other. Okay. So, probably want the fingers to be kind of like this. Like this. It is, yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I want to like the handle just looks so perfect. I'm gonna keep my eyes open in case there's something a little heavier duty. But that will be what we use for now. Okay, so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna cut these off about halfway. I'm gonna have them sit like this, something like this. Yeah, that should work. I'm confident enough that I'm not gonna second guess myself. I'm just gonna go for it. All right, I need to cut this on an angle though. On angles always think and confuse me. Well, no, maybe I don't need to cut it on an angle. Maybe I can just I'll probably go, what time is it? I'll probably go about 30 more minutes and then stop. I won't, if I do this stream again, it'll be Sunday at the earliest because I'm going to want a day or two off because that would be good for my creative process. Also, I might do a little, I'll probably do some work on it in between, but I'll stream some more of it. It'll just be a different day in case someone else wants to stream or in case people want to play video games. I like playing video games. That's an option. That's actually not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. Kind of like this. Yeah. So I'm going to play into the fact. I'm going to play into the fact I only have 3 fingers because there's 3 middle sections. I'm going to play some like this. The back of this doesn't look great though. So I might need to do something about that. I'm just not sure what. Oh, my back is killing me. My desk chair at work sucks, and my desk is at an awful height, and my computer's at an awful height, and so I get a lot of back pain sometimes when I come home and do this kind of stuff. Well, I see what will probably work. I don't like having to do this, but yeah. I have a backup hand, I think. I think I have another one of these. I think I do anyway. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah, that's the scary part. Oh boy. Oh boy. This part's making me nervous. Cause it's one of those ones where if I actually sat and thought about it, I probably wouldn't do it. So I have to just force myself before it's too late. Okay, yeah. Look at that. It's not perfect. it's at least a little to be desired, but it'll work. Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, so it's got all these little stinging sharp bits. Are you still at work, Jake? Yeah, obviously intended. Okay, this actually works really well. Oh, my fingers are cramping up on me though. Okay, I don't need to go as deep this time. Oh boy, and the scary part is that I've got a lot less material to work with now because I cut that first one off. I don't want to go as far. Oh, we went just as far. That's okay. Um. Ah, rip. Okay. So this isn't perfect. It's deeply flawed. Uh, but it's eminently fixable. Like it's clean upable, which is kind of the important thing most of the time. Is that as long as it can be cleaned up, it'll look fine. Usually. Okay, so we want to cut these bad boys off around right behind that. Oh. Yep, just let me know. If I don't play games, I'll watch the stream. What's a man gotta do to get some excess Mio cards though? Asking for a friend. Oh, who's? Oh, happy birthday, whoever's birthday it is. This will work. Okay, good to know. I can probably do that. Um, I don't think there could be excess Botan cards. Come on now. Some Shishiron? What's her fandom called? SSRBs, right? Oh boy. Oh, I didn't think about that. That might be a problem. SSRBs, yeah. I didn't think about the fact that these are very wide fingers. These fingies. These fingers of mine are burning red. Their loud howl tells me to defeat you. Oh boy. We're at the part where my hands are big and meaty. Too big and too meaty to do what I need them to do accurately. Okay. No, no, no. I forgot I should probably put this here so that we can make sure that they're roughly correct. No, oh, don't. Oh boy, this is going to be a pain to make work. Because I can't see what I'm working. Oh! Because I can't really see what I'm working on. Okay. You sit. You sit there for a little bit. Let's check on him. All right. Can we manipulate this green stuff still? Yes, we can. All right. Let's try and turn some of this green stuff to where it needs to be. Try and hide some of these gaps. Oh, I need some sculpting tools would be really nice. I don't do enough to like warrant paying for them. Like I don't really need them very often, but when I do need them, I really need them. You know what I mean? Okay, send it. I'll check in a minute. It looks like most of the gaps are hidden, except for this one. Luckily, with chaos stuff, you have some leeway to leave it a little dirty, because these guys would have done a crappy job welding it, most likely. All right, what is this Discord thing that you sent me? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Okay. All right, one fingy down. One fingy down. Let's start with this. Let's do this other one. Yeah, and because Jake does nurgly bits, it's even better. We're gonna need to green stuff the crap out of this. Focus. Um, but it's gonna work. It is absolutely gonna work. So we're okay with that. I don't mind having to do a little green stuff to fix it. If you do, especially not best girl. Oh crap! Why am I forgetting her name right now? Why am I blanking on her name? Um, the Eldar goddess. Why? Crap! Why am I forgetting her name? Darn. Well, the one that is unwillingly Nurgle's wife of sorts. Isha. Right. Isha. Best girl Isha. Um, there's things I could maybe do to. Ooh, that's perfect right there. There are things that you could do to make these cuts fit better. And I used to do, like I was when I was doing construction, I was the cut man. Like I was the guy who operated the saw usually. So I know how to like cut stuff and all. The problem you run into is the plastic is so soft and brittle that it has a tendency to just not do what you want it to do. So at a certain point, you just do what you can and fix it later. Mm, we might have to make this bad boy two-fingered, actually. He might just only have two fingers. The only other way I could do this would be maybe if I did this. And then did something like, so this needs to sit. Yeah. So cut this kind of. A little elongated angle here. That'll work. Yeah, there's just simply no, like, and the stuff you're working with is so small, there's just not really any way to do it super accurately. Not that I know of anyway. And so I just do the best I can do and worry about the problems later. And being Nurgle, like we said, gives me a lot of leeway. Because, like, that doesn't look bad right there. Like, this actually looks perfectly okay. It doesn't look amazing. Like, it's not going to hold up to heavy inspection, especially when you look at it from this angle. But if I put some green stuff on the end of it and do a little creative work, it'll look mostly correct. And it will pass the smell test. Like, if someone glances at it, they'll accept it as what it is. And then this slots in there. All right, we're good. Yeah, as long as it passes the smell test, that's all that really matters. Oh, my back. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit. So the next thing, we got two things we need to do with this. We need to hide. So let's cut these. Let's cut these off. We don't want these. Bye-bye. Oh, that went flying. Wow. Yeah, they do. And they also belong in Kyla's card shop, if that's the case. Which member was it who had the like the quad fan setup? That was pretty good memes. I don't remember who it was I was watching doing that though. Okay. Oh, oops. Yeah, I'm so paranoid about cutting my finger now that I had that talk about not cutting your finger. I've watched so many people play that game at this point. I guess it was always bound to get confusing. I really need my pin vise. Really need that bad boy. Make this a lot easier. Who was the first one we saw? Who was the first one we watched stream it? It wasn't GG. I know I watched GG stream it. Someone smelling. Nah, dude, like I have. Are you about to tell us about how you haven't bathed? 'Cause that's kind of cool, I guess. Like I wouldn't brag about it, but that's kind of cool if you got that going for you. I really just want a hole. I really just want a hole and just throw that in there, you know what I mean? That's what I need more than anything else. Is a hole. Oh, you cut your thumb numerous times. Yeah, I've cut my hand. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever cut my hand doing hobbies. Well, no, there was what was it that I was doing the other day where I cut my finger open? What was it that happened? Um, I don't. I think it was. I was. I don't. I wasn't doing hobby stuff. I was cutting. I was cutting. I think I was assembling something when I moved. And the knife went through part of my fingernail. That was pretty rare. I can count on like. I can count on one hand. I think the amount of times that I've cut myself with a knife, which is pretty impressive since I only have two fingers left. There's just. It's just really bad that one time. Fauna. Maybe fauna. Maybe fauna. It could have been. I feel like it was somebody who just didn't like was struggling to figure the game out. Who was it? Ah, well. Let's see. I'm trying to think of where to go next because I really don't want to mess with this for like a day. Like I think that I have to just let this sit. I can't work on this until I'm sure it's dry. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to restart and it's gonna turn into an ordeal. Randy played it, yeah. Maybe it was Renee actually. I haven't watched her in forever. I like her streams. She's maybe my favorite ID member. Oof. I feel like I'm gonna. I feel like I might not like this when I look at it tomorrow. I might have to redo this. We'll see. We're gonna leave that alone though. We're gonna leave it alone. So for the last thing we're gonna do, so how about so what if it's holding it and it's sweeping out like this? Something kind of like so. Put that there. Something like this. Kind of like this. This arm might be too big. Yeah, I do have a thumb piece. I want to wait before I do any more fiddling because I'm not sure how I'm going to attach the thumb just yet. I'm not sure I'm going to attach the thumb just yet. And I think I need to slot the handle in before I do the thumb. Well, it's a little dramatic. It's a little dramatic is all. You know what I mean? That's true. Because everyone is familiar with the beloved League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, the movie that put Sean Connery on the map, for which he skipped on the role of Gandalf to play. Or no, he didn't skip on Gandalf to play. He skipped on playing Gandalf. Or was it he skipped I think he skipped playing Gandalf and then he did League of Extraordinary Gentlemen because like, well, I didn't understand Lord of the Rings. It was a big kid. It was either that or maybe it was The Matrix. Maybe he was going to be Morpheus. Also, I vehemently disagree. I think that's a terrible movie. I'm sorry to tell you guys. I think that's a terrible movie. I'll be the contrarian on this one. Look at this. Look at this. That really brings it together, the pauldrons. That does really tie it together. Yeah, he said something to the effect of, I skipped out in that last movie because I didn't understand it, and that was a big success, and so I didn't understand this script, and I figured maybe that's a good sign. He said something like that. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, that looks really good. No, I mean, you're free to love it. I just don't think it's very good. You're free to think it's a fun movie. I just would say that you're wrong to call it underrated. That's all. So what we're gonna do for the last yeah, I know, for the last couple minutes, so I won't stream for much longer. We're gonna just talk over some of the other ideas I have going forward. So you saw the pauldron, so that's one of the things. We got this. For the weapon, I'm gonna do the melt-a-gun here. So we're gonna do the melt-a-gun, the melt-a-pike. So that'll be the other weapon. I gotta make an arm for it. I might do the little baby arm. It might be funny to have the little baby arm holding the gun on the other side. That did happen. I'm pretty sure that did happen. I wonder how Will Smith would have been as Neo. Because, like, Will Smith in the 90s is not Will Smith of now. That could have worked really well. Or it could have been terrible. So that's one thing we're going to do. Let's see here. Oh, my back. Cut these puppies off. Literal puppies this time. Literal puppies. It probably wouldn't have, but it had a higher 90s Will Smith has a higher chance than modern Will Smith. of making it work. Keanu Reeves being a kind of stoic actor really worked in that movie's favor. One of those things that, like, I don't know if they intended it or if they got lucky that it worked out so well. Yeah, that really was what made Neo work. I think I agree. I'm thinking about doing this, but this is so clearly just a war dog head that I'm not sure that I want to do it. But I'm thinking about it. So that's one thing I'm considering. Let's see what else we got that I want to mention. I've got these whips on here. Excuse me, lasher tendrils. I got these lasher tendrils. I thought about giving it tails, having some tails coming off the back of it, or in a pinch, these are going to be arm options. Like I could use these as like weird arms. One idea I had is I got all these little bee heads, like this guy right here. Is it gonna focus on him? There we go. This little guy right here. Oh, come on, focus for me. Well, I got all these little heads. And I'm thinking about if I can find my pin vise, literally just drilling holes on the armor and sticking them in there. Like it's got like these little pimple faces popping out. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see. I might be able to give it a trunk. So I just had this idea literally just now. What if I put this right here and then stuck like some tusks? And then these are like the ears and it'd be kind of like an elephant. So Jake gets a callback to his masterpiece from long, long ago. So that's an interesting idea. Let's see. I've got some other helmets, like in faces, I could do something with. So that's the majority of what I've got in mind right now. The Elephant Reborn, yes, sir. But with only one L, because it's a helbrute with one L. Yeah, but that's where we're at. I'd say pretty successful. We didn't get like I said, this is the more interesting stuff. It takes a lot longer, but it's a lot more interesting. Uh, once we get once we get this hand and arm done, the rest of it will go pretty quickly. Because this is the hardest part of the whole thing. Making this, and then the hand, and then the arm, that's the hardest part of this entire project. Once that's done, the rest of it will go pretty quickly because it's going to be just interesting detail stuff. But I'm pretty happy with this. I am pretty happy with this thing. We are going to need to hide the vents on it. Shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard to do, but I will have to be a little creative. But yeah, that's where we're at. So, Age of Sigmar has better minis. That is indisputable. Even the 40k fans won't argue about it. It's to the point where a lot of 40k fans have legitimately gotten jealous of Age of Sigmar because Age of Sigmar just has better model releases. They're just strictly better almost every single time. A lot more interesting and a lot more vibrant. Jake has some Skaven. He can send you some pictures. They're really nice. They look really good. But I'm going to stop there, take a break because my back is bothering me. I could go longer if I wouldn't been sitting at my computer desk all day at work. So we'll stop there. If I do this again, the soonest would be Sunday, but I probably won't do it on Sunday. I might, probably won't though. So adios. Let me stop stream. Oh, I'll have to check that out. But